you're so narcissistic, and it's always about my this.
There it is. The girl on The Bachelor said the word narcissism. She must have just learned it. So what's she doing? Deflecting so that she won't be the narcissist. She's gaslighting the man as the narcissist. So you see that a lot. Girls pick up the word and then they want to use it when they're the narcissist. So all women are narcissists, and this is why I've coined 26 new types of narcissism as the leading expert in sociology and women, ladies. But women don't like a relationship expert because they have social anxiety disorder. What if somebody outs them as a sexual narcissist, right? So that is the main one that they struggle with. Of course, wealth, money narcissism as well, right? He has to have so much money, right? Well, what women are trying to do is they're trying to find a beta simp provider that they can cheat on as a covert narcissist, as a sexual narcissist. So it doesn't matter who you are on The Bachelor. It doesn't matter who you become in life. A woman is just looking for her next dopamine fix, her next bro chat, her next random phone app date. And this is what's happened. All the women have become big floozies, and none of them are loyal to men. So it's destroyed relationships, family, fatherhood. Fatherhood is a thing of the past. That is women's parental narcissism. If they actually do have kids with you, well, they pull rank, right? They haul off with the kids for that extortion money, and of all things, they call it child support. Well, that's actually word narcissism. They're playing God with words. So that's just legalized extortion, coddling the money narcissist, right? Because she values money over parenting. Oh, and so does the government because, look, it's making a profit off of breaking your family apart. Look, it gets a little piece of the pie. When your family breaks apart, ha, ha, ha. The government doesn't care. It doesn't care about proper parenting, right? And so that is all just a facade. Right? Your child does worse across the spectrum in life without the original father and has an 80% higher chance of incarceration. Again, the entire prison industrial complex of the former U.S. government putting man in a cell for any reason was just America's torture fetish. That was cruelty under the Eighth Amendment. So women have a hard time with narcissism. For instance, a college-educated woman, well, you have a 90% chance of failure in relationships with the college-educated women. Oh, and all the rest are just behind it, 80%. So chances of having a healthy relationship with the woman are slim to nil. And why is that? Well, the government itself, the former U.S. government, was actually sexist, right? It was ran by men at the top, but they were all beta men, right? They had no dignity. They were just greedy old boomers. They wanted to be rich. They wanted to be in government. Hey, look, you can tell it's actually a sexist, misandrous government. How do you know? Well, America put man in a cage for selecting the mate of his desire. And you don't see antelope or gazelle or male giraffe or rhinos or bucks getting put in a cage in the rest of nature. No, humans must be weird. We like to torture the males for selecting their mate, for hopping on the female. They made a dirty word for that in their word narcissism. Oh, and they put man in a cell for choosing his mate. Well, what's that actually do? Well, it makes us all weaker. It's no longer survival of the fittest. It's survival of the ass kisser. It's survival of the man who can butter a woman up and coddle her narcissism. So it makes the women more and more spoiled each generation, more and more pretentious, weaker and weaker at keeping the family together. So women have dropped the ball on relationships and keeping the family together. In marriage, right? Your average marriage lasts only 8 years, not a lifetime, right? So her love is superficial. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a woman's love is superficial, and you can prove it with science. Ask your girl, oh, darling, will you shave your head to prove your love to me? Oh, and she won't do it. She will hesitate. She doesn't really love you that much, does she? She cares more about being normal and her aesthetic narcissism than you as a man or the relationship, right? Women have an evolutionary drive to be normal, to fit in with everybody, even if normal is on the wrong side of history. And abortion went against the foundation of America, right? Women don't care, right? They like to be big floozies, right? So they justify killing the baby, right? So that goes back to their sexual narcissism. Everything in our society now revolves around women's hedonism, right? And their greed, right? Because the government wanted it that way. Because, look, women buy 80% of consumer products, okay? And the boomers were literally brainwashed with subliminal messages during the 1960s that said, trust the U.S. government. God is real. God is watching. Believe in government God. Rebellion is not tolerated. Obey, consume. Obey, consume. Buy, ultra buy, worship, consume, believe, obey. So the government wanted its citizens to worship money and capitalism and the government as your God, okay? That's what they wanted. So it's indoctrinated all the boomers into being super greedy, okay? And it's made the women that they raised super greedy. They care more about money than family or keeping their family together. So it's destroyed society. All this quest for money. Look, traditional relationships are a thing of the past. Okay? And I argue that you don't want a tradcon relationship with the loyal stay-at-home mom anymore, right? Because statistically, as someone at work that your partner cheats with, so being apart, separate from your wife all the time, well, that's no good, right? The guy's probably going to cheat with someone at work, or if she's at another job, she's going to cheat with someone at work. You're not physically together in the moment. That's the problem with all our relationships. We're not together, right? We put our work and our career before our relationship, which is a big mistake. Okay, look, you could have a loyal wife at home. Let's say she actually is loyal. Well, what if the house is burglarized and she's murdered, right? You don't want that to happen, so you actually need to be with her to protect her in the moment. Or you don't really care about your wife, do you, right? So what is this called? It's called a Romeo and Juliet style relationship where we're actually physically together in the moment. And the proximity effect is important. If you have a big mansion, well, you're going to have less kids and you're going to be more unhappy the bigger your house is. So that wasn't a smart idea for everybody to want a mansion. You actually want to live in a tiny house. You'll be happier and you're going to have more kids. Okay? What you actually want is a girl with the humility to sleep with you in the dumpster, ladies, right? Not a big snob. Men are looking to vet big snobs from their life. And especially women that are not loyal. You don't want to breed with a woman that's not loyal because you don't want more disrespectful, unloyal floozies to be born in the future, do you? So what do I say? Loyalty is royalty.